Hello and welcome to another antique mystery vintagey antique crochet pattern. Welcome to Just Vintage Crochet. If you're new to the channel, I have a stack of patterns here, all of them ranging from the 1840s to 1848 with just a couple from 1912. Everything in this pile is over 100 years old. Pick a pattern, we pick a number, we work that number. We have no context, no titles, no pictures. Many of these don't have pictures, but we have nothing to go on but the text. We'll know what it is when we're done. Let's pick our pattern. Oh, okay. One jumped out. That's the one we work. 2 in a row. And it's number 12. How funny. Yesterday's was number 2. And I thought it was number 12. And now we're working number 12. So we have 11... 16, and there is 12. So this is an 1846 book. I can tell by the gray background. So this is an 1846 pattern. And just like I said in the yesterday's video, I say yesterday, you're not going to see this for a few days after the last video, but I'm filming these back to back. You need to throw out everything you know about modern UK and US stitch terminology. Other than as far as UK goes, this still applies. A treble in the UK is the same as a US double crochet, but everything you know about modern crochet stitch terminology, throw it out the window because nothing is the same. So I know the stitch terms. I'm just, you know, for those who might not believe, because believe me or not, there are some who don't believe me. These are the stitch terms. If you want to pause your screen, you can, and work out what those stitch terms mean. Pretty self-explanatory the way they describe them, but that's what we're working with. And it looks like a pretty small pattern again. All right, it says make a chain of 9 stitches. Of course, I'm just going to use crochet, number 10 crochet cotton thread and a number 7 hook because it's not giving me one. So I'm just going to go, rogue there, but with confidence because almost everything back then was made with a thread or slightly thicker than a thread. And if they wanted to be like an Aran or worsted weight, they would just tell you to double up the slightly thicker thread. Okay, anyways, let me get some material. So I have my number 10 crochet cotton thread and a vintage Susan Bates number 7 hook. Number 7 is typically what you want to pair just as default with the number 10 crochet cotton thread. Okay, so it says here to make a chain of 9 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. I'm just going to go based on, this is round, okay? We're going to work these in the round. It is not saying to join. I'm just going to go ahead and join. The thing it says the quietest, it means the loudest. Okay, and what do we have here? 1 treble, 1 chain in every stitch. So that's 1 double crochet in every stitch separated by 1 chain. So we'll start with a chain 3 and then 1 more. So that's double crochet plus chain 1. And then in the very next stitch over, if you hear a little crunching in the background, Merlin is chewing on his morning little cookie bone thing. So chain 1 in the very next stitch over, work a double crochet. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I went ahead and joined it, and it's wanting to cone a little bit. So round 2, 2 double crochet, putting the needle through the chain of the round. I'm just going to work around the chain just to save my fingertip from all the poking. Anyways, through the chain of round before and then 2 chains. So we're going to work 2 double into the chain 1 space, separated by a chain 2. So what I need to do then is slip stitch over to the first chain 2 space. And let's go ahead and start with 3 and then another one into that same chain 1 space, chain 2, and work 2 double crochet into the next chain 1 space over. Chain 2, okay, all the way around we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 for the 9 chain 1 spaces. Okay, round 3, Merlin, round 3, 3 double crochet in the chain of the last round and 3 chain. 4th round, 5 treble in the chain and 2 chain. 5th round, so it looks like it's going to be just a lot of the same. So I'm going to start this off the same way. I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch over to the chain space. There we go. 1, 2, 3, and 2 more. 1 and 2. Okay, and 3 chains. 1, 2, 3. 3 double crochet into the chain 2 space. All right, I'm going to be right back. There we go. Okay, that's round 3. Round 4, much of the same, but with 5 doubles and 2 chains instead of 3 chains. So I'm going to slip stitch over to the chain space. Sorry about that. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 2 chains this time, and then 5 more doubles in the next chain 3 space. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of this off camera. I'll do this real quick. 4 and 5, chain 2, and 5 more. There we go. Let's move on now to round 5. 7 double crochet in the chain, 1 chain in between. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and work my way over to the chain space. Okay, so that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, chain 1, and repeat. Okay, now for round 6, it wants us to work 10 chains, miss 7 stitches, and work 1 plain, so that's a single crochet, in the middle of the 7 double crochet in the last round. So that means, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, boom. Okay, so I need to work 3. I need to slip 3 stitches over, or 4 stitches over, forgive me, 4 stitches over. So 1, 2, no, just 3. Because I'm already joined into the first stitch, that should leave 3, 1, 2, 3, right. Okay, 10 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, skip 7. The chain 1 does count as a stitch. So, okay, so let's skip 7. I believe it said 7. Miss 7. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 puts us right in the middle of the 7 stitches of the next shell over. and that was meant to be a single crochet. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I'm just going to count 3 over on this shell. 1, 2, 3, and that 4th is where I need to be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 1, 2, 3, the 4th stitch is right where I need to be. Okay, that is round 6 done. Now we just have one more round, the 7th round, and we're going to work 1 double crochet, 1 chain in every stitch for 8 stitches, and then miss 3 and start back up here again at the beginning. That's our repeat. So 1 double crochet plus 1 chain in every stitch. I'm going to save my fingers and not work into these chains. I hope you forgive me for that. Lessons on my end were learned. I do not have calluses for fine needlework, thread work. Okay, so let's start with a chain of 4. That's a double crochet plus chain 1. And now around the chain, I have 10 chains, so I'm going to work 10 double crochet separated by a chain 1. Not counting this first one. This first one I count being in the single crochet, and it's going to be the same here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. Did I put a... No, I did not. And I lost my count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more. That's 10. Chain 1, 1 into the top of the single crochet. Chain 1, and then 10 into each chain 10 space. Okay, I'll be right back. So there we go. It's quite a bit ruffly at the end here with the chain spaces. I mean, I don't know if it's supposed to look like that, but it's quite a bit ruffly, and I maybe would do this without the chain spaces between each stitch. If this is meant to be a doily, it's pretty small. Let's look at what it is. Okay, so it says that it is an anti-macassar. I think you're supposed to make a bunch of these and sew them all together into like a square or a rectangle and pin that to the back of your chair, because that's what an anti-macassar is. It's meant to protect your chairs and your couches from the greasy hair products of the day, specifically for men. They're pomades and whatnots. They're Dapper Dans, as they say. So in my opinion, this is too ruffly. If you want to make this, I would definitely make this with no chain spaces in between. And I would maybe even go down to 7 or 8 double crochet instead of a full 10. That way it's flat. And I think you're supposed to make a bunch of these, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then probably like 2 or 3 up and over again. And then you can pin that to the back of your armchair or the part of your couch where your husband frequently sits. But okay, so we have our 1846 anti-macassar. There we go. I gave my recommendations on it. So now I am off to work on the next one. So thanks so much for joining me for this video this time around, and I will see you guys really, really soon. Bye.